and welcome. My name is Sarah Martone, and this is Dictionario Thesaurify, a lesson about how to use dictionaries and thesauruses with a Harry Potter theme. The type of library this lesson should be used in is a school library. It is meant for the 5th grade with students ages 9 to 10. Preferably, the group of kids should be medium-sized. You'd probably want a minimum of 6 kids, with the ideal being more than 10. This lesson would work well alongside an English or grammar lesson, but can be used separately as well. The first goal that this lesson will address is that the students will learn the difference between a dictionary and a thesaurus. Students will know the difference in the functions and uses of each book. The second goal will be that students will learn how to use these reference items correctly. The last goal will be that the students will know how to differentiate when to use each item. So, they will be able to recognize when it is appropriate to use a dictionary and when they would need to use a thesaurus. And now, we begin the lesson. Once this recording is done, please click on the audio recording in the middle of the slide to see how the lesson will begin as the students walk in and get settled. Welcome, class! We are going to be learning about how to use a dictionary and how to use a thesaurus today. We are also going to be using a bit of magic to aid our learning powers. Everyone will receive their very own wand. Does everyone have a wand? Great! We will use these a little later on. For now, let's get started with the basics. This lesson will address the information literacy skill of knowing how to use print reference materials. It will be focusing on dictionaries and thesauruses and the differences between the two. Why dictionaries and thesauruses? These items are helpful reference tools, especially when used alongside English and grammar lessons. They also aid in the progression of language and grammar knowledge, and build vocabulary and spelling skills. Finally, using print materials is a good skill in general and will familiarize the kids with them. They are a great and simple introduction to print reference items. Once everyone has their wands, we will begin to cover the basics of dictionaries and thesauruses. A dictionary is a reference tool used to look up definitions of words. If you want to know what a specific word means, then you would use the dictionary to find out. Thesauruses, on the other hand, are used to look up synonyms of words. A synonym is a group of words that all have the same or similar meanings. Therefore, you would use a thesaurus to find words that are similar in meaning. In both of these books, the words are listed alphabetically, which is how you would look things up. Now, can anyone tell me the names of any of the spells from Harry Potter? Great! Those are all good ones. Now I'm going to teach you some new spells that I have created for us. I have created 2 spells for you to use at the end of this lesson, so I hope you're ready to master them and become top witches and wizards. The first spell is Dictionario. Can you say Dictionario? Great! We will cast this spell when a scenario calls for a definition. The second spell is Thesaurify. Can you say Thesaurify? Nice job! Cast this spell when a scenario calls for a synonym. I'm going to be breaking you up into small groups now. Please keep these spells in mind as you complete the worksheet I'm about to hand out, and remember them for the activity at the end of class. Once you are in your groups, I will hand out a dictionary and a thesaurus to each group. Each group will also receive a worksheet and a photocopied passage from one of the Harry Potter books. I'd like each group to choose 3 words from the passage and define each of them. I would also like you to choose 3 words from the passage to find appropriate synonyms for. Use the worksheet to record your work. Please be sure not to choose words such as a, of, and other small words. Try to choose action or descriptive words, or words that you may not know the meaning of. Okay, time's up! Please hand in your worksheets, which I will grade and hand back to you tomorrow. Now it's time to put the spells I taught you to use. Do you remember them? Dictionario and thesaurify, that's right. I am going to read aloud some scenarios for you to listen to, and I'd like you to shout out which spell you think you'd use for each one. Don't forget to use your wands. The first scenario is, Mary is writing a paper on her favorite vacation, but she doesn't want to use the word vacation in her paper. Dictionario or thesaurify? That's right, thesaurify. Scenario number 2. Brian is reading a book about frogs and has come across a word he does not know the meaning of. Which spell would you cast? That's right, dictionario. Here's the next scenario. Tina is doing her homework, but the teacher didn't go over the directions with the class. Tina doesn't know what the word evaluate means. Dictionario is correct. And here's the last scene. Bobby is writing a poem and needs another word for happy. Which spell? Thesaurify is correct. You all did a fantastic job. Now you know how to use a dictionary and how to use a thesaurus. You have mastered the dictionario and thesaurify spells and are all top witches and wizards. Hogwarts would be proud. I know I am. Whether you are a Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin, 10 points will be awarded to each of your houses. Please practice your spells and keep practicing using the dictionary and thesaurus. I hope you all had fun!